Hey guys, welcome back to more AFK Arena. In today's video, I wanted to do a bit of a fun slash sort of informative video if there's new players out there, because we've always got new players coming in and I haven't done any like new player content in a while, and I want to get your guys' opinions in the comments as well on this topic. But I'm going to be doing the top 5 heroes with only one copy or low investment. Maybe you get them to legendary. I'm not going to include awakened heroes in this because pretty much they're all good to get one copy of. They'll help you out. But in general, characters that if you have one copy or you don't have any signature items, any furniture, the game's just getting inflated with a lot of things to invest to get a character to full potential. You got furniture, signature item, and engravings now. So any character that, like whether it's elite plus, legendary plus, even mythic with no investment that you guys find useful. I'm going to go through my top 5 and explain them. Like I said, leave yours down there. Hopefully help some people out. But even going on into late game, depending on deficit, like a lot of these characters that I've chosen can be very useful even at an elite copy. So let me know yours. So the first one that I've gone with is going to be Thalia. Now, in this group, I feel like you can group in Thalia, Nara, and also Zafrael into this group. They're units that are used to, lock out an opposing enemy unit, but they're going to die very quickly. Nara's going to grab them. She's going to see for them for a little bit. Then if you've only got an elite copy and you're pushing and you're in the late game, she's just going to die. Thalia is going to CC them a little bit longer and then die. Zafrael's going to teleport, CC them, and then die. His cloud will float around. But those three are in the same sort of realm of characters that you can definitely get some very good tech use out of by having them just to lock out a specific enemy for a certain period of time. So that is going to be my number 5. I'm just using Thalia for the example, but Zafrael and Nara both very similar in that purpose when you're only getting a single copy of them. Moving on from that, the next one is going to be in at number 4. Honestly, he can probably go up to, I feel like 4 is a good spot for this guy, and that is going to be Lawson. Lawson, just with his link ability, if he can keep his eye, if he can stay alive and keep his eye up, but often you can just fodder this guy in the front row. As long as he gets his link out, his link is going to link the damage that enemies are going to take, and they're just going to take more damage, and even after he dies, that effect will persist. So Lawson's one of the big ones where I never rush to build a Lawson, but every account you want to have at least one copy because he can be super clutch in getting through specific stages when you're trying to link damage. In the early game, if you're a newer player, just linking a Kaz to something when in the early game, Kaz is annoying because she dodges everything. You just link her to something, hit the other thing super hard, and then Kaz takes the damage. But there is so many uses for literally just this link. Like I said, if you can get his eye on there with the inner sight and survive, it's nice. But even if you sacrifice him in the front row, perfect unit just to be thrown into like any team at an elite copy. Really solid. That is Lawson. Moving on from that, I'm going into Pippa. Now, Pippa, you could group Odin in this group. The reason I don't have Odin here is because I feel like Odin is a hero that a lot of people will be one of their priorities on Graveborn because he's just so strong in damage and full investment, and he's just ridiculous. So he's one that you don't really want to just keep an elite copy of. You want to get Odin up because he's just a beast in every team. Whereas Pippa is one, because Wilders are so strong, so is Graveborn, but like I said, Odin's just so far up there because he has the damage on top. But because Pippa and Wilders are so... Wilders is a tight competition on who you want to ascend, but Pippa is no doubt one that you want to get a copy of. Her CC is just ridiculous. She's got the teleport, which, once you get her leveled enough and she's in the back mid, she's going to teleport an enemy onto them. She can be used with Thorin to teleport Thorin on top of the enemies so that he can group them up. She's just really powerful just for that teleport, and you can manipulate it to use on allies or enemies, which is fantastic. And she also has the acorn, which if you got the Halloween skin, turns him into a pumpkin, which is hilarious as well. But that ability is just that CC that she brings, absolutely fantastic. On top of that, the fact that you can sleep the entire enemy team, like if you don't have Tassi, Namora, or Arden in your team, and you've still got a chance to sleep them, is normally going to be the best option. Sometimes the heal is nice, sometimes the damage from Arden, but normally it's going to be that sleep that you want to get. And she does add a lot of RNG into your team, which means retries, especially if you got auto battle unlocked, which I still hope they unlock auto battle on earlier chapters. Like it's way too late before you get it, but she adds that RNG factor, which means you can just keep retrying and eventually, hopefully you get that RNG that really helps out your team. But Pippa, definitely really solid in at number 3. Moving on from that, we are going to go into my number 2, which is going to be Brutus. Now, I don't think we can die. It's literally just this. You get 8 seconds of invincibility. You don't need any signature item. You don't need any exclusive furniture. You don't need any engraving. He just has 8 seconds of invulnerability. This is still probably one of the best tanking abilities in the entire game because they've introduced so many different things. You know, you got Ulna now, we got a lot of immunities, different stuff like that. It's meant that people can push beyond where I think they initially intended people to push beyond. And it's less just in this state where if a tank doesn't have invulnerability, they're kind of useless because the scaling's that high that people push to and they just die. So even at an elite copy, a Brutus is just amazing because it buys you 8 seconds in no matter what team you put him in. And that is going to be valuable just about everywhere. So Brutus definitely gets the number 2 spot there. He could have tussled, not tassels. He could have tussled for the number 1 spot. However, tell me, write in the comments, who do you think is going to be my number 1 here? I think it's pretty obvious when you've seen this list of who we've put. And then like the next one is just a unit that does actually get pretty decent with furniture and stuff like that. But for a lot of people, you don't need it. So let's go into my number 1, which is going to be the Leica. Now, Leica's just crazy to me. This ability here, giving you the extra haste at the start of the battle and the extra energy, it's just a huge one. Now, the 10 seconds is with engraving, so ignore that. But 8 seconds, it's giving you extra energy on your team, extra haste on your team. If you like, there's so many stages where you can just throw a Leica in and it just goes completely different. It doesn't matter if she dies after that, it's fine. Yes, she's one that's really solid if you get her furniture and stuff like that. She actually gets some okay damage. You know, her signature item's not horrible either at like level 20. What, is it level 20 that her signature item gets all right? We're getting off track here. Increases the damage based on overflowing accuracy. Yeah, like honestly, you don't need any of it. I was just curious. I couldn't remember. But yeah, like Leica, put her in there, get the haste buff. It just means you can get everything happening quicker. And often it can be the game-breaking difference in a battle to letting you win. No investment needed. Happy to leave her at like just 1 copy. Like I said earlier with Pippa, Wilders just have so many things competing for spots for Ascension. There's so many good heroes competing for furniture, signature items, and engravings. And it's just nice to have a unit like this that can really impact battle, like the Brutus, like the rest of the ones I put on my list, that can really impact the battle and help you get your victories. So that is my top 5 list for tech units. Now, I didn't go into things like the twins for boss battles and stuff like that. Obviously, things like that do account, but I was trying to think more in general gameplay, not just boss fights in specific. So let me know what you guys think. Do you agree with me? Let me know your list. If there's something I just completely missed out and forgot, let me know. But no investment, 1 copy. Let me know. No Awakened Heroes, don't cheat because they would just be the top 5. Thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.